All right, hello everyone and welcome to our virtual college fair today. This is the CALSOAP virtual college fair in a 6x6 event format. So for those of you joining, just a reminder that the 6x6 fair is set up so that we have 6 awesome schools with their representatives here tonight to talk to you, and they're ready to share some great information with you all. And they have to do that in 6 minutes. It sounds like a TV game show or something because it's such a quick format. We know that there's not a ton of time for each one of these schools to share all the wonderful information from each of their institutions. So they're going to do the best to get you the most important information that they can. And this is to whet your appetite. So we and they remind you to visit online, to schedule virtual and physical visits to their campuses, and to get in contact with the representatives to get some more information and to continue the conversations. So a couple of quick housekeeping items as we get going. You'll be able to ask questions in the Q&A feature at the bottom of your Zoom screen. So just click that Q&A button, drop your question in there, and someone from one of these schools will be able to answer your question privately. Keep your eye on the chat as well, because they may be dropping contact information or important websites in there for you. And I recommend that you copy and paste or save that information along the way. A reminder that you can always sign up for more sessions just like this one, and you'll do this back at the website where you originally registered. And the recording for this event will be available in the near future. If you go back to strivescan.com/CalSOAP, you'll be able to get that recording pretty soon. All right, so without further ado, we're going to dive in here tonight, and I'm going to toss it over to Karen from Brock University.
Awesome. So you should be able to see my screen. Let me know if you can't, but hello everyone, and thank you for watching tonight. My name is Karen Dancy, and I'm an International Recruitment Officer with Brock University and your regional representative. I'm also a proud 2-time alumna of Brock, so I am always happy to speak further about the student experience. My email address is on the screen, but I'll also put it in the chat box should you want to connect following tonight's presentation. So a little bit about Brock. Brock is a public mid-sized Canadian university with just over 19,000 students in more than 100 different countries represented on campus. 13% of our student body are students from outside of Canada. We do offer over 100 different program options across 7 diverse faculties with 40 co-op programs available. Now, while Brock may have the resources and benefits of a larger school, we still do operate on the seminar system, allowing students to benefit from small class sizes in tutorials, seminars, and labs. Here's a map of Canada. You can find Brock in Southern Ontario, close to the New York border, and only about a 20-minute drive away from the Niagara Falls and 60 minutes from Toronto. Brock's campus is located in the city of St. Catharines, which has about 160,000 residents and is ranked one of the safest and warmest cities in Canada. So you'll be hearing more about the benefits of studying abroad in this webinar today, but I did want to point out a few things about Canada. So all of our degrees are accepted worldwide, including back in the United States, should you want to return for work or graduate studies. We're also an affordable option for high quality education. Brock's tuition is around $22,000 per year, and we do accept FAFSA if you qualify. You're also able to work as an international student in Canada while you study. So you can see a photo of our beautiful main campus. We are located on top of the Niagara Escarpment, and we are the only university in North America located on a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve. So the aerial photo does show our entire main campus, including our residence buildings. All of our residences are right on campus, just a few steps away from our academic and athletic buildings. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to walk from one side of campus to the other. And we are the site for the Canada Summer Games, so we will be opening up our brand new world-class track and field sporting facility later this year. So we did ask all of our international students why they chose Brock out of the many global post-secondary options. As you can see, the top 5 reasons are on the screen. So Brock does offer a safe and affordable option. In comparison to living in Toronto, a 1-bedroom apartment is approximately 67% less expensive. As I mentioned earlier, Brock is a larger university with the benefits of a smaller school. We do offer our personalized international student support, so you are able to take part in transitional and ongoing academic, language, and social programming. We've also proudly been ranked #1 in Canada for our mental health support services for our students, and we're #2 for overall student satisfaction. So we're very proud about that. Brock does put a lot of effort and resources into our student services to ensure that you are equipped to succeed. We also offer experiential education in 100% of our programs. This can range from field courses to global internships to paid co-op work terms, and it is one of the reasons why our Brock graduates enjoy one of the highest rates of postgraduate employment in all of Canada, with 96.5% finding work after graduating. Brock also offers 2 Program Plus enhanced degree offerings for students interested in later pursuing a career in medicine or law. These are our Med Plus and Law Plus degrees, and they do require a separate application. If you're interested in these programs, please connect with me following tonight's presentation for more information. So as I mentioned, Brock does have over 100 different program options. So this is over 70 undergraduate programs and 49 graduate programs in the faculties of Applied Health Sciences, Business, Education, Humanities, including Fine and Performing Arts, Math and Science, and Social Science. We also do offer 40 co-op programs. So co-op is the opportunity to get paid work experience during your studies. Co-op is a great way to not only make money, but then it also allows you to network in the field in which you eventually want to work in, build up your references, and gain work experience. I want to briefly speak about our admissions process, as it is a little bit different than in the US. So first off, we will never require the SAT or the ACT. We also do not require references or personal essays for most undergraduate programs. These are typically only required if you decide to apply to optional select scholarships. Our undergraduate admissions is primarily based on your academic average, and we do offer guaranteed entrance scholarships to students with the equivalent of an A- or higher admissions average coming from high school. So at Brock, we do offer rolling admissions and are currently accepting applications for September 2021 for most programs. You can apply directly at brocku.ca, and the application process is done completely online. We also do offer start dates in January and May of each year for some programs. All program requirements are transparently listed on each program website that can be accessed at brocku.ca/programs. I find a great way to get a sense of a school community is to check out their social media pages. My favorite for Brock is our Instagram page. Our international page is at BrockUINTL, and our main page is at Brock University. You can also take a virtual tour available at uvisit.com if you do want to get a closer look at what our campus is like. And finally, should you want to follow up with a personal one-on-one call, scan the QR code on your screen, or you can always email me. Once again, my name is Karen. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karen, for that great information tonight about Brock U. And I invite you to drop your info into the chat. All right, we're going to move on over to Ryan from Johns Hopkins. Take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Ryan Carroll. I'm one of our admissions officers at Johns Hopkins University. I want to share just a little bit of information about our university and our application process for you all. We are located in Baltimore, Maryland, right on the East Coast, right between Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia. We have around 5,400 undergraduate students, most of whom are located on our Homewood campus, which you can see right here. We have 2 undergraduate schools, our School of Engineering and our School of Arts and Sciences, which is everything that is not engineering. We are the first research university in the United States, and we're the #1 school for research to this day. But we are also a liberal arts institution, which essentially means we want our students to be taking classes all over the place academically. And for that reason, we don't have a university-wide core curriculum at Hopkins. You have until the end of your first or second year to declare a major, depending on which program you want to be in. And once you're in that major, you will have some requirements, but you'll be taking some classes outside of your academic area, really exploring different interests and opportunities. Most of our classes are fewer than 20 students, so there's a lot of small classes, really getting engaged with your colleagues, with your faculty members, and really getting connected in that academic setting. We are, as I mentioned, also a research university. We really believe in hands-on learning. It's a big part of who we are. Students will do that through research, but they'll also do it through internships. They'll do it through study abroad. About 80% of our students will do research any given year. About 85% will do internships. And in a typical year, 300 to 400 students will study abroad in a given year. So a lot of opportunities to get involved in hands-on work starting your first year on campus. When we say we're the #1 school for research in the United States, that simply means we have more money for research than any other school in the country. So those opportunities exist for you starting your first year, no matter what it is you want to be studying, whether it's in the humanities, the social sciences, engineering, natural sciences, there are opportunities for you to get involved in that hands-on work, whether it's on our Homewood campus or at any of our graduate level institutions in Baltimore, from the Hopkins School of Medicine, public health, education, nursing, business. We have our School of Advanced International Studies located in Washington, D.C. So as an undergraduate student, you really can take advantage of all of those different opportunities. And when it comes to study abroad, you really can go anywhere you like. Our Office of Study Abroad works with you to find programs that go where you want to go and do what you want to do while you're there. So they're pretty accommodating, and they really make sure that all students, regardless of major, financial aid, will be able to go abroad and have that experience. We do have a lot of student groups and organizations outside of the classroom as well, with over 400. There's pretty much anything and everything. Our students are playing a pretty big role in our campus, from different clubs to traditions, whether it's our spring fair event, whether it's our Lighting of the Quads event in the fall. There's a lot of different events. They're bringing speakers to campus. You really are able to have an impact on our campus. Our speakers are coming to campus like Bernie Sanders, John Mulaney. Our students are the ones who are bringing those folks to campus. So you as an undergraduate will have the opportunity to have that level of impact in your 4 years on our campus. So our students will do a lot there. They'll get involved in fraternity and sorority life and community service on campus, but also in the city of Baltimore. It's a city of around 600,000 people. So there's lots to do in the city. There's professional sports, there's free public transportation, a lot of restaurants, but also Washington, D.C., New York, Philadelphia, all pretty close by. The Chesapeake Bay is right there, the Appalachian Mountains. So a lot of stuff to do outside of campus as well if you're looking to explore. The last few things I want to talk about are our application process. We do have a couple deadlines to be mindful of. We have an early decision and early decision 2 process, both of which are binding, and a regular decision process, which is non-binding for students. We are test optional for the SAT and ACT after this upcoming year, and we are also test optional for AP scores, IB scores, things like that. When it comes to our application process, we do practice holistic admissions, which means we're looking at the whole picture of your application. You've all had, hopefully, your whole lives to get to know each other or yourselves, and we'll have about 20 pages of your application. So we want to make sure we're reading as much of it as possible to understand who you are as a student, as a community member, and just as a person, and whether or not you're a good match for what we're looking for at Hopkins. So we'll look at your academics, we'll look at your impact and initiative outside of the classroom, and if you embody values of Hopkins like collaboration, interdisciplinary thinking, taking advantage of opportunities, and things like that. When it comes to financial aid, we are need blind for domestic students in our application process, and we do meet 100% of demonstrated need for all students who enroll at Hopkins. We do have merit-based scholarships as well, but we do meet that 100% demonstrated need with no loan. So all of our financial aid is grant-based for our undergraduate students. And if you're looking to connect with us further, we do have a lot of information on our websites. We offer different programs from college application workshops to virtual tours, to Q&As with current students. So you're welcome to connect with us either by email or by going to any of those programs. I'll throw my email in the chat, but if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate your time and sharing all that great information. All right, Sarah from American College of Dublin, we'd love to hear from you next.
Thanks so much, Danielle. I'm gonna go ahead, share my screen. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Healy, and I am the admissions representative for the American College Dublin, located in the heart of Dublin in Ireland. So I like to start off the presentation with this great picture of a street in Dublin, because I think it's a great representation of what the city is as a whole. So as you can see, there's plenty of things going on: restaurants, pubs, stores, libraries, and tons of little places for you to discover throughout the city. I'll talk about it a little bit more in further into the presentation about the city and how we encourage you to take full advantage of it. If you bring your view to the back of the photo, you'll see St. Anne's Church, and that is the church where we hold our formal graduation ceremonies. So something for you all to look forward to a little further down the road. We are an Irish American university, which means that we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies from both Ireland and the US. So essentially what this means for you as a student is that you can pick the path that best suits you. So through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland, you will be on a 3-year track, and you will just be taking courses under the specific degree that you decide upon. Whereas through the US accreditation, you will go on a path that's more commonly seen here in the States, which is the 4-year path, taking courses, of course, in your degree, and also courses outside of your degree. So it really just gives you an opportunity to make a decision of what would suit you better as a student. We are a small university, but we do this on purpose. It's because we really want to give you a small environment within the classroom. Our classes are typically less than 20 students, and we love this arrangement so much because it really allows the classroom to become an interactive experience. There's times where you will break out into smaller groups and speak with your fellow students and gather many more perspectives than you would if it was just a professor lecturing at you. Another thing we find is that our professors use a lot of different forms and media to get the lesson across. So it's just a very interesting, lively experience in the classroom. So as I mentioned before, Dublin is your campus. We really want you to take full advantage of this because it is such a great city. The people are extremely friendly, always willing to lend a helping hand. The city has a lot to offer, a lot to see, a lot to explore. And we are located right in the heart of Dublin on Marion Square. The National Gallery is literally a 30-second walk, and you can get pretty much anywhere in 10 to 15 minutes. So it has that city feel, but still also a strong sense of community. I wanted to briefly talk about our administration. Like our classrooms, it is small by design. And what I mean by that is that our offices operate under an open door policy. We really encourage all of our students to drop by and get to know the staff, get to know their professors, because we really want to be able to help you through your time at the American College Dublin. And the best way to do that is to know when you need a helping hand, or if you need anything. So we really encourage you to get to know everyone at the school. So these are the programs that we offer. We have the 3-year bachelor's track, which I talked about before, through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland in International Business and Liberal Arts, and then a 4-year bachelor's in International Business, Hospitality Management, Event Management, and then Liberal Arts as well, and then 4-year BFAs in Musical Theater, Performance, and Creative Writing. So we welcome applicants pretty much from every corner of the globe. So because of this, our requirements are aimed at gathering a holistic view of who you are as an applicant. We really want to get to know you. And because of this, what's required is a minimum 2.0 GPA, or if you're a mature or transfer student, a resume or CV or any previous 3rd level transcripts, and then a personal statement that describes why you would like to study your chosen area at ACT. So this is really the opportunity for you to tell us who you are, what you're passionate about, what drives you. We really want you to paint kind of a vibrant picture of you. We really want to get to know you, because in the end, we want to make sure that we are a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us, because you really have to be confident about the decision you're making. So we are test optional, so you feel free to submit any of those, but if you don't, it will not hurt you. Our tuition and fees, I wish I had more time, but the BFA is a bit more just because of different materials that you need and different locations that you'll have your classes. And I will put all of my contact information in the chat below. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Appreciate your time too tonight. All right, we're headed over to Western Colorado University, and Lindsay, whenever you're ready.
Great, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for being here tonight, whether you're joining us live or at the recording later. We really appreciate your time. My name is Lindsay, and I'm a Regional Director of Recruitment from Western Colorado University in Gunnison, Colorado. Gunnison is a really beautiful small mountain town. It's about 8,000 people, including the college, and we'll talk a little bit about why that's potentially beneficial for you. But what you're seeing here is a picture of campus. It's really, really beautiful. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes to walk from one end of campus to the other, and that's one of the things that I loved about Western when I was a student attending. Another thing that I really liked about being a student at Western is that our backyard is nature's best classroom. So Western and Gunnison are surrounded by millions and millions of miles of acres of BLM land, national forest land, all of this public land that students have access to, both for research purposes and for recreation purposes. So specifically, if you're interested in STEM-related fields, we certainly have a ton of options for students to do research out in the public land that we're surrounded by. We're also surrounded by over 750 miles of single track trails right around campus. So whether you want to mountain bike or hike, or if you just want to go for a walk in between classes, that's certainly an option for you. We're also within 30 minutes of 2 different world-class ski resorts. So lots of different options for students there. Going back to kind of the size of the institution, Western is right around 3,000 students for undergraduate enrollment. And that means that our average class size is 17 students, but you will never sit in a classroom larger than about 60. The biggest class that I had as a student at Western was 42 for my Intro to Psychology course my freshman year. And the smallest class that I had at Western was 8 students. So your professors are going to get to know you. They're going to know your major. They're going to know the things that you're interested in. They're also going to know if you're not in class, and they'll be able to check in with you and make sure everything's okay. So it's really difficult to slip through the cracks at an institution like Western. As far as out-of-state tuition goes, our out-of-state tuition is $18,600 per year. And you can compare that to the national average of $22,500 per year, and Western is relatively affordable in that sense. 80% of students on campus do receive financial aid in the form of grants or scholarships, which is money that doesn't have to be paid back. The biggest scholarship that we give out to students is our merit-based scholarship, and we are test blind for those scholarships. So basically, if you have at least a 3.35 GPA, you'll automatically be awarded at least $8,000 per year to attend Western, and that can go all the way up to $10,000 per year, depending on your GPA. We do have other scholarships available for students. So we are a WUI institution. So just because you're from the state of California, you automatically get this WUI scholarship if you don't qualify for that merit scholarship. And that's 150% of in-state tuition. So it's about a $4,100 discount there. We also have our common scholarship application, which is one scholarship and it applies you to one scholarship application rather, and it applies you to over 40 different scholarships on our website. Each academic program has program-based scholarships you can apply for. And we also have a first-generation scholarship for any student who is a first-generation college student. But 100% of students that come to Western are considered for that merit scholarship. As far as services that we offer, this is certainly not a comprehensive list, just some things that I like to mention. We have our Academic Resource Center that houses our disability services, academic advising, career services, study abroad, office of the registrar. So a lot of different resources within that specific office. Some things that I like to mention is that every single freshman and transfer student are automatically paired with an academic advisor to make sure that you are getting registered for the correct courses your first semester of your first year at Western. Once you declare a major on campus, which you don't have to until the end of your sophomore year, but once you do declare a major, you'll be assigned or get to choose an academic advisor that is a professor within your academic field. And they'll be somebody that's in your corner for a long time. You'll get to spend quite a bit of time with them during your time at Western. We also have a math tutoring center and a writing center. So if you ever have any questions on your math homework or want help studying for a math test or want help looking over a paper that you've written, you can stop in those offices at any point. We also have an EPIC mentorship program, and these are current students who are sophomores through seniors. So again, every first year student and transfer student that comes to Western is paired with an EPIC mentor. And they're there to make sure that your transition to campus is really smooth, but also that you've got a friendly face to interact with once you get to campus. We also have a multicultural center on campus that houses 5 different multicultural clubs. And on that note, anyone is welcome to join that club along with any of the other over 50 organizations that we have on campus. And if Western doesn't have a club that you're interested in, you can take the initiative as a student and start a club on campus. We also have counseling services on campus, and every single student on Western's campus does receive free mental health counseling at any point while they're a student. If you're interested in visiting campus, we would love to have you. We are open for in-person and virtual campus tours. So if you can't make it to campus, that's totally fine. You can check out our virtual tour option. And then we have other opportunities for virtual engagement at our events calendar at western.edu/recruitment events. As far as our application process, we still are accepting applications if we've got any seniors in the room. You can go to western.edu/apply. We are test optional, and you can use the code GOWESTERN2021 to waive your $30 application fee. And here's my contact information. Feel free to take a screenshot of that, but I'll also drop it in the chat. And I look forward to answering your questions at the end here.
Thank you so much. All right, Bethany from Portland State, you're up next.
Okay, great. Thanks, Danielle. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. My name is Bethany Potts. I'm an admissions counselor at Portland State University. We're located in downtown Portland, Oregon. And similar to some of my colleagues, this first slide in the presentation is one of my favorite views of campus. I haven't been on campus in a while, been remote for this past year, as many people have also been, but this is a great view of where we're at in downtown. As an urban campus, you have great access to public transportation, rooftop spaces that are also green spaces with urban gardens in downtown Portland. But I think it's a really beautiful combination of an urban environment that's also a beautiful green space. Portland State is the second largest four-year public school in the state of Oregon with a little over 26,000 total students. And being in downtown Portland, we're located on the Portland Park blocks. So if you find yourself in Portland and you want to walk through our campus, although many of our buildings right now, actually all of them, are currently closed, as a campus, you're still welcome to walk through. We're an open space that we share with the city. As a campus in downtown Portland, one of my favorite activities is the Portland Farmers Market on Saturdays. It sets up right in the middle of campus. So if you're in the library studying, you can walk outside, get some good food to eat, support a local vendor, and just enjoy that experience as a student. I'll also mention that we are the most diverse four-year public school in the state of Oregon, and something that we're really honored to get to do and partner with are our first generation college students. About 37% of our students do report that they're the first in their family to go to college. So if you're a student who identifies in that way, you will not be alone at PSU. We have many resources for you, along with our other students as well. In downtown Portland, we have about 50 acres and we have 10 residence halls for our students who do choose to live on campus. You aren't required to live on campus as a student though, and that's something that I like to mention because I want you to know that choice is up to you. If you are interested in living on campus though, it's a great way to meet people, to form a community and really feel that sense of belonging. Our dorms on campus are really more like apartment style living. Many of them have their own bathrooms and kitchenettes, and it's a great space to be without a commute to your classes every day. My fun fact, if you're a person who wants to remember a fun fact about Portland State, is that we have over 1,300 trees on campus, and it is someone's job to count them. So if you find yourself in the area and you're taking a tour, definitely check out the trees. As a student at Portland State, in addition to just having the city of Portland as your classroom, we also have many opportunities for you to get involved on campus, from our cultural and resource centers to our student-run clubs and organizations. And then we're also an NCAA Division I school. We're in the Big Sky Conference. So if you're looking to either participate as an athlete or as a spectator, that's a part of our campus community. In the classroom, we have many different programs for you to choose from as a student, over 200 in fact. And some of our most popular are psychology and business, computer science, graphic design, and public health. If you're a student who applies to Portland State and you're not quite sure what you would like to focus on, but maybe you have a grouping of similar majors, or you know exactly what you don't want to study, your academic advisor will work with you to narrow that focus over time. And as dedicated academic advisors within your pathway that you'll get to select, they'll really work with you to make sure that you're enhancing your degree in whatever way is most meaningful for you. If that's undergraduate research work or internships, or maybe you'd like to study abroad, they'll partner with you to make sure that those experiences are a part of your PSU journey. And in addition to kind of enhancing your degree, one of my favorite things about Portland State is that our motto is let knowledge serve the city, and that's enacted in different ways throughout your degree with us. But one of them is those are those close connections with our community partners. And so some of our top local employers for our graduates are highlighted on this slide, but those relationships aren't just limited to graduates. They're a part of your journey at PSU. So if you're looking to even just have an informational interview with someone, the opportunity is there. You don't have to relocate in order to pursue them, and it's a part of your experience. In addition, as a senior, you'll complete a community-based learning experience with a small group of PSU students, a faculty member, and a local Portland organization. And it's your opportunity to really collaborate with others and then to contribute to work going on in the city. If you are a student considering coming to Portland State, it's important to know how to apply. Portland State will be on the Common Application next year, and we have rolling admissions at PSU. So we accept applications all throughout the year. We did adjust our admissions requirements this year based on the impact and challenges from COVID-19. So always reach out to us to confirm what updated admissions requirements might be. But if you're an incoming freshman, we're going to look at your GPA and your classes from high school. We are a test optional school, and we've been a test optional school for many years. So you are not required to submit scores, and they're not going to change your admissions decision if you already meet our minimum GPA and required classes. I'd encourage you to email us, and I'll put my email in the chat after the presentation so we can talk about this more. In my final minute, I will tell you that Portland State is a member of, we do participate in the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So as a student, you can save about $15,000 per year by qualifying for the WUI. It brings your tuition from about $30,000 per year to a little over $14,000. And in order to qualify, you just have to be a student from one of the states on this slide, which I believe you will be, and meet our minimum GPA requirement. So on that note, I hope that you'll reach out and get some more information. And thanks again for being here tonight.
Thank you so much, Bethany. And again, go ahead and put your information in the chat, and everybody keep your eye out there for some great contact info from all of our reps here tonight. All right, and last but certainly not least, I'm going to turn it over to Jadon from London Metropolitan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jadon Joyner, and I'm representing London Metropolitan University. So again, my name is Jadon Joyner, and I am on the West Coast, and this is not how I really sound. I always like to keep it a little light for these presentations. I'm actually from New York City, and right now I'm based in Los Angeles as one of two international officers for London Metropolitan. Our other international officer is Megan Godding, and she's based on the East Coast, and we are your first point of contact for anything and everything London Metropolitan. So a little bit about London Metropolitan. We are based in central London. We have two campuses, our Holloway Road campus and our Altgate campus. We have about 10,000 students. And one thing that's really unique about studying in London is we offer 3-year bachelor's programs and 1-year master's programs. So typically it takes about 6 years if you want to get your master's in the US, but in the UK, specifically in London, you can do it in 4. We also offer international student scholarships, and we accept US financial aid and veterans benefits. We have over 200 undergraduate and postgraduate programs. And so anything that you might want to study, feel free to just check out our website. So one thing that we really pride ourselves on at London Metropolitan is diversity. We really believe in making university accessible to anyone and everyone. So that's why over 64% of our students are BAME students, which stands for Black, Asian, or Minority Ethnic students. We have over 147 different nationalities represented, and at least 96% of our students, staff, and faculty come from at least one underrepresented group in higher education. And so one of our famous alumnuses is Sadiq Khan, who is the current mayor of London. He believes in London as the higher education capital of the world. And that's something that we strive to do at London Metropolitan. So again, why should you get your degree in the UK? A lot of times it's a lot more affordable than the out-of-state or private options in the US. So the approximate tuition is around $16,000 to $18,000 for the whole year. And we usually tell students to budget about $40 to about $50,000 for the entire year, just depending on your lifestyle. Again, we offer international student scholarships, and we have the post-study work visa, which will allow you to work in the UK for up to 2 years after you graduate. And then a lot of students end up staying and getting sponsored by the company so they can work in the UK for longer. We also have really long breaks for our winter and spring, so that if you want to come back home, come back to the United States, you can do those during those long breaks. And again, we do accept US financial aid. In terms of our application process, we are rolling admissions and we have no application fee. We have a flexible January and September start date, and we accept students with around a 3.0 GPA, but if you fall a little short of that, feel free to contact me and we can discuss your qualifications. We are test optional for the fall, and you can apply to us directly from our site, or you can use the UK Common App known as UCAS. You can apply to us there. So now I'm going to go through a couple of slides just so you can get a feel of what it's actually like in London. And so this is an aerial picture from our Holloway Road campus. Our Holloway Road houses our businesses, human sciences, social sciences. We have one of the largest super labs in all of Europe. It has our library, gym. If you're interested in soccer or football, as it's called in the UK, we're directly next to the Emirates Stadium, where if you want to watch some Premier League soccer, where Arsenal Football Club plays. We're about a 5-minute tube or subway ride from St. Pancras Station, where you can catch the train to Hogwarts on platform 9 3/4. But in all seriousness, it's connected to King's Cross Station, where you can actually take the Eurostar all the way to Paris in about 2.5 hours. And then we have our Altgate campus, which is located in East London, which is more of our artistic campus. So this houses our architecture, design, fine arts, photography, a lot of those, again, artistic majors. And here are a couple pictures. This is our super lab, which again is one of the largest in Europe. This is one of our learning centers, and we've really tried to do a good job of combining a lot of the more classical elements of London with the more almost IKEA-esque modern architecture. And so this is, again, one of our learning centers. Some more of our cutting edge classrooms. We have TV studios, newsrooms. This is some of our art and architecture and design studios, and all of this artwork is actually done by our students. A picture of our gym, and one of our workout areas. And so we have sports halls, dance studios, really anything that you can think of. And then we also have cafes, bars, chill out zones for students. And it's really great to be a student in London, so much so that it was actually ranked the #1 city for international study for students. And this is according to QS. And as a London Metropolitan student, you get discounts to different things around campus. So you can go see like the Lion King on West End, which is the UK version of Broadway. You can see it for about £20 or about $25. Which is a lot cheaper than the average price. And then also from London, it's one of the most internationally connected cities in the world. You can travel anywhere in Europe, Africa, Asia, the Middle East. I was actually looking online the other day and I saw tickets to Greece for $20 or to Spain for like $25 round trip on a plane. So it's really awesome being a student in London. And then I always tell people at the end to check out this video, do something you love. It's this really great student-led tour, which really gives you a feel for what it's like on campus. And again, my name is Jadon Joyner, and I'm the International Officer based on the West Coast. If you have any questions about the university, about living in London, I am your person. And so feel free to take a quick snapshot of this page, but I'll also put my information in the chat. and I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jadon. And you all offered such great information for our students and our attendees here tonight. So I'd love to invite all of our presenters back to the screen. And I have a couple questions for you all that I think are always valuable for our attendees. So we'll go in the same round robin order that you all just presented in. And when the person who went before you is all set, we can just kind of do the domino effect that way. So my first question for you all is if you can share some advice with the students on the call tonight, what would that be?
Yeah, so I'll go first. I think this was a great panel to really showcase the diversity and the different options that are available for post-secondary education. My biggest piece of advice is to, I guess, think outside the box. Don't necessarily only apply to the schools that your friends are applying to. We're all different people. We're all looking for different experiences. And now's a great opportunity to consider studying abroad. I think the international schools on this panel kind of really showed that you can get a really high quality education without the really scary price tag.
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest piece of advice in the application process really is just don't be afraid to advocate for yourself in that application. You've got all the space in there to really showcase who you are, and you really want to use each part of that application to showcase a different part of who you are. And if you feel like there's something that doesn't fit into any of those prescribed sections, right? Like it doesn't fit into the extracurricular list or an essay, or maybe it's not coming out in letters, there's additional information sections in the application. Don't be afraid to include that additional information. Give us context if you have context. Give us additional things if you have those additional things. If you want to explain things to us, really don't be afraid to utilize the entirety of the space you have in that application, because ultimately, if you don't share it, we're not going to know it, and we'll be able to understand who you are a lot better if you fully share yourself within that application.
I would say just research. You really can't do enough of that. As you can see from the panel of schools tonight, we're different and we have a lot to offer, and you just have to, find the place that really works for you. And to figure that out, you got to go out and research.
My piece of advice for students going through the college admissions process is to go and actually visit campuses. I know this year is a little weird. There are schools that are open for in-person visits, and Western is one of those. But for those that aren't, we are working super hard to provide virtual engagement opportunities for students. So be sure to take advantage of those too. And we're here to help you. So whatever we can do as well to get you a better understanding of what our campuses are like, please reach out and help us help you.
I would echo everything my colleagues have said. I think I would also say don't compare yourself with your peers or your siblings or family members. I think follow what works best for you. And if that thing feels like maybe college isn't something that is an immediate goal for you, ask us about our gap year options too. Sometimes that's a really great pathway for students after high school. So we're happy to talk with you about that if you need.
Awesome. Thank you, Bethany. And I would also add, just one, enjoy where you're at right now. Enjoy high school. Don't try to rush through this process. Take your time. But I would also add, no matter if you choose one of the international schools and choose to do your full degree abroad, or you choose a domestic option, please travel. Please study abroad. Please take some time to do that, because it is really one of the most amazing experiences that you'll ever have. And as you get older, unless that's something that is integral to your job, it'll be a little bit more difficult for you to actually get that travel experience. So whether it's study abroad or full degree abroad, I would encourage you to travel.
Such great advice from everybody here tonight. So again, thank you for your time and for presenting and sharing great information. I'm conscious of our time tonight, but I hope the presenters, our panelists, our students all stay healthy and well. This recording will be available again very soon at strivescan.com/CalSOAP. Please continue to sign up for more sessions. There are so many great colleges presenting and a lot more opportunities to connect in and to hear what everybody's got to share. And then finally, as you close out of this session tonight, For our students who are on the call, you'll have a short survey pop up. Please feel free to leave us some feedback because that's always helpful. So everybody stay well, have a great rest of the spring. We hope this information was helpful and we hope to see you all soon. Thank you. Take care, everyone.